10 years ago, I moved here. The company I was working for moved into Playhouse Square. And we used to go out for coffee, 9 a.m. in the morning, and you could walk across Euclid without even looking. There was literally no traffic.
Years ago, when people would think about downtown Cleveland and Euclid Avenue, after 5 o'clock, you could see tumbleweed blowing down the street. It was dead.
It's not dead anymore. People stepped up. They took risks, sometimes big risks. But you know what? We came back, and we're thriving.
One of the things that was very important for that is really catalyzing projects that were very hard to develop, that were very risky. And for Cleveland Development Advisors to be able to catalyze that has been something that's been very powerful.
For me, it's just an honor to be chair of Cleveland Development Advisors. It's a really unique place. It takes capital from basically local companies and selectively invests it in projects that we think can have a deep impact across Cleveland and Northeast Ohio.
Nobody knows about Cleveland Development Advisors. They're a completely hidden organization.
I say when you talk about Cleveland Development Advisors, we're behind the scenes, but we're not behind the times.
CDA was created here in Cleveland to help us invest in all kinds of projects. Over the 25 years, they've helped invest in projects that represent at a national level the innovation that other cities are looking at as how to transform their communities.
So we're standing at Urban Community School. We reflect the kids who live on the near west side, and we provide them with a great education. We had physical space for 450, but we knew we were turning families away, and we wanted to eventually get to 600.
CDA is providing this gap financing, or this middle tier investment that cannot be taken on by the private market.
And that's really where CDA came in. They actually came in and helped make the project possible. So that's really the impact that CDA and the New Market Tax Credit had on the school.
What CDA provides is the ability to take on some of the hardest to both finance and create projects in the community. Those projects can't happen otherwise.
Somebody has to take that initial risk. Somebody has to build the first grade school, make that first major investment to make the future really take off. And that, I think, is what both Urban Community and CDA have been doing for a long time, and why it was so great to team up on this project.
We're able to catalyze and be able to be instrumental in projects that really change our region.
That's what I take pride in, and I think that's what my fellow board members take pride in, is you can see tangibly the work that we are a critical part of.
But for them, we wouldn't have the Flats East Bank. We wouldn't have, name your list of successful development projects that have happened that have involved a combination of state historic tax credits and federal historic tax credits and new market tax credits.
It's truly a renaissance. Being here for the last 6-8 years, it's remarkable to see the changes, and the wheels of change, they tend to get moving slowly, but boy, when they pick up steam. We've got so many fantastic things happening. The energy down here is so positive, it's just contagious.
So CDA raises capital in a number of ways. The primary funds come from the business community, but we use new market tax credits from the federal government. We use historic tax credits, both from the federal government and the state, to enhance the capital capacity we have that we can commit to new opportunities.
We need organizations like CDA that help roll up their sleeves, and they help bridge the gap and move these projects along, and it's invaluable. If we didn't have it, it would virtually make these projects impossible. It's that simple.
The challenge for us and for the staff is really, where do we invest that capital? We can't invest in everything, and so we're trying to choose those projects that are going to be most impactful across Northeast Ohio.
Cleveland was a huge bonus in the opportunity to come here to serve Lincoln Electric. We love the community, we love the arts. We think that the city has so much to offer. And with the resurgence of Cleveland and the downtown area, you can just see those benefits permeating throughout the region. We appreciate the support that we've gotten from the broad community here at Lincoln Electric for our expansion here on our campus.
Lincoln Electric, what a great local company. CDA was able to partner with Lincoln Electric to create a state-of-the-art training facility for their welding instructors.
Lincoln Electric has nearly 8,000 visitors a year who come from throughout the world to better understand welding technologies and solutions. And many of those visitors are staying now in our downtown area. We really appreciate the fact that the downtown is so much more engaged, because then those visitors have not only a favorable impression of Lincoln, but they have a favorable impression of Cleveland.
That is validated every time I speak to somebody who's coming from some other part of the country to visit Cleveland, to speak here at the City Club. They recognize that this is a city that is changing and is making great strides.
You know, the dynamics are changing. Businesses are blossoming, and that's in large part to the commitment that entrepreneurs and business owners and social service agencies have made. And much of that actually has been supported by the efforts of CDA.
Most of us who are on the board of Cleveland Development Advisors are parents. And we think about, we're doing this for our children. When you grow in your career, you begin to move from success to significance. And significance is very important when you begin to think about, I want my children to live in this town.
And at the heart of it's about the lives, the jobs that are created, the New Markets tax credits that made it possible to do this in a community that had so little investment up to this point.
It's about job growth, it's about growing our community, enhancing that community. I'm going to be really proud as I watch Public Square take life in its new vision, that I can say I'm part of that, just as predecessors to me could say they were part of Gateway.
I want my grandchildren to live in this town. I want them to have a quality of life that's important and they want to be here.
So I don't know what that future is going to be, but I know that CDA is going to be part of that future.